Hello there, welcome back to the Roman Empire. Last time well, we more or less squashed to some degree England. We have Northumberland, we have created some Irish nationalists that will be really helpful. I have Northumberland now, gotten a real growth spurt, I guess you could say. And with that, of course, we're going to have to, well, aid our troops, if you will. Now, secondly, here we also need to upgrade our armies. I said last time that would try to add cannons, 8,000 cannons to each of the armies, which means that I need to send 16,000 men to, or 16,000 men in the form of cannons to England. And of course, we're going to be upgrading these two armies. We're going to be fully making this an army. And force limit wise, we're going to probably just do 4 armies first, and then we can add a 5th one later. I also did a little bit of a cheesy little thing here in the lobby. I actually checked. Portugal do not have any other colonies or any other land than Lisbon. I've actually managed to completely shut them off, which is wonderful. That means that if I take them Aragon, Castile, and of course Portugal itself, boom, there will be no other colonization. Already locked down, well, most of Europe here pretty neatly. And as soon as I get done with Scotland, England, basically, I'll be very happy. So I think we'll be aiming at basically getting Scotland completed. Basically, that's Scotland, English, Scottish, Irish vassal that we want, and then we'll our next set of vassal to try and get ourselves into a war with Norway. Unfortunately, Norway they do have a core. I'm actually tempted to give that back just to get the Casus Belli, but I have to see what I want to do here. Worst case scenario, I can always just conquer my way around the coast, which we're going to do anyways, I'm pretty sure. And as of the whole Roman Empire, I will not be doing too much with that. I'll basically be trying to create a whole Roman Empire that is basically, how should I put this? A whole Roman Empire that's basically an island within the Roman Empire. That will be the world empire, so to speak. And basically, it's so that I can get or keep the well, the modifiers. I get some pretty basic one members, get national rest -1, but I also get -3 from basically just being a member of the empire. So it's really helpful. But for now, we'll just wait. We have a Regency Council, and we'll prepare ourselves for future wars. We'll see how that goes. Not surprisingly, here with me handing over a lot of land, as you know, to good old well, Northumberland, they end up in a position here where they basically have a ton of rebels to deal with, and of course we're going to be helping with the rebels due to the fact that it's basically something that I was anticipating when I handed them all of this. As you can see, they haven't actually gotten or started coring most of it yet. These two haven't even begun being cored, and as such you can see that basically I think Scotland will have to be our next target, just solely based on that. But I have 5 years before we have anything else happen. We have some Granadan peasants here being pissed. I have no idea what these guys are pissed about, but I don't really care. If they weaken the Granada a little bit, that would actually be kind of helpful. Because again, subject-wise, we're in a position where these guys could potentially start getting uppity. So I definitely need to take that into consideration. So the goal, of course, will be to annex these. Now, as you can see, the simple act of actually starting the annexation gives a plus 10% to, well, their desire to break free, so to speak. I'm also still converting a lot of provinces here. It's going for slowly but surely. And with that, I'll just leave things be. We will continue once we, basically, we'll continue war as soon as I'm out of the Regency Council, with potentially, probably, most likely, a war against Castile here. We'll be out of the Regency Council before the truce ends, and if I manage to pull off to take just Aragon and Portugal during Civil War and completely destroy them, completely get them out of the equation, that would be wonderful. Basically, as I said, Portugal haven't actually managed to colonize anything. I'm pretty sure that with me taking their islands and of course Arguin here itself, that puts me in a superb position where they basically won't be able to colonize at all, and that is wonderful. We'll of course be aiming at doing the same thing with Norway, basically taking the islands. We'll be taking the coast here and conquering Denmark, basically Scandinavia too, I think. And if we manage, I'll probably do a very quick sweep here to try and stop Muscovy. And of course, if I manage to pull that off, then we'll be looking really good, I think. And also, for some reason, it seems like my game is lagging just a little bit, so I do apologize for that. But time is at least passing incredibly fast, I dare say. I have no idea what's actually going on here. This is kind of weird, to be perfectly honest. But for the time being, I'll just sit by, and the Regency Council should be done with rather soon. We have 2 more years to go. We can do an upgrade on our quantity ideas, and seeing as we are 11 years ahead in military tech, there's no reason not to. So we'll go ahead and do an upgrade. Manpower recovery speed plus 20%, always useful. And I still haven't actually done any upgrades, so I probably should start doing that, to be perfectly honest. And the easiest way to, of course, do so is just actually create a 8K template for cannons. Let's just go there, and we'll create like so 8K cannons, and I'll just actually place them where I need them, so to speak. We'll place one there, and we'll place one here, and that should be enough to again fill in the ranks, if you will. So I'll just allow time to pass and let that basically do it itself. France is no longer a valid rival for me. There we go. Leonardo is now the ruler. Royal marriage offer from Serbia. They are peacefully going to be vassalized. That was the plan. I need to improve my relations with them to do that, though. So how about we start improving said relations? And Augusto, a 433 is an heir. That is actually really good. 4-5 as a ruler. Again, we kind of need diplomacy and military points right now, but I would still prefer it if we had, well, a little bit more than the current setup, if you will. But again, it's something I can live with. Truce-wise, we can't declare on France, so why don't we just start the party? Flanders, Savoy, and Lorraine. And I'm also kind of tempted, I'm wondering here if I actually want to just take these provinces now, because again, it's kind of an easy way of just getting it out of the way. And again, I want to secure the coastline to make sure there will be no other colonizers, more so than anything else. And I'm a little bit unsure if I want to do that through straight out force, which I probably will. But I think we will just go ahead here and actually declare a war on France, and just leave Flanders out of it for now. And again, I kind of want to create that western border, if you will, a straight border, which will make it easier to control the lands. And France is actually kind of in a position where they could join the coalition against me. Now again, the coalition is basically non-existent as of this moment. I believe everyone actually left as soon as I loaded up to save. It might be a bug, might just be me messing around, but France has 200 something aggressive expansion. Oh, 165. Close. Very close though. So I think we're just going to go ahead and declare war, take Berry, and I'll allow the forces here to actually get built up. And funnily enough, I'm pretty sure that my vassals can probably handle France and the allies here on their own, which is going to, of course, be interesting to watch if they actually pull off. But I have faith in their ability. Unfortunately, I already have lost a cannon regiment to my stupidity. Now, since we did actually have an heir, a better heir, I dare say, just 1 year older, which is kind of a risky maneuver, but we are going to make a general out of a ruler. Fairly good stats there. And we're basically just going to be using this army to hopefully steamroll my enemy's armies, but seems like France actually has a fair amount of troops. 50,000-60,000. That's more than I anticipated. That's far more than I anticipated, and I of course started creating these armies when I probably should have waited. So let's just see if I can actually save this army and send it over to England. Of course that would be wonderful, but no. Could not pull that off. But it doesn't matter, I have 2 highly militarized armies here, so to speak, and I should be able to beat France with this, even though I've already done a couple of mistakes here that are kind of weak, to be perfectly honest. They're actually arriving in Languedoc. Are they actually going to attack? They did. They actually got a crossing penalty. And let's face it, dumping another troop regiment on top of that again should give them the most problems here. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed in these numbers, all things considered. They didn't lose too much, which is a problem, because that means I'll have to allow my forces now to reinforce, and then we'll deal with this as we go. But as you can see, my forces are already actually too big because they're suffering attrition. That is a very, very bad sign. Influence of vassalization. There we go. We now have Serbia as a vassal, and thus we can start eating the Ottoman and Bosnian land. I'm also pretty sure Serbia is still, again here, Orthodox. They'll convert land for me, which is wonderful. It is definitely what we want. I think we'll get the reinforced guy. Basically just because I can afford him. Well, mostly afford him. And I think I'll just try and get Savoy and everyone out of the war, just as time passes by. Because right now there's no good reason to, well, do anything else. And why did you do that, Granada? Why did you do something so silly? These troops in Bury are actually perfectly situated, because that means I can get rid of a 6,000 man army just like that. Very, very simple job. Now, if these guys actually attack the Leon army, I would be probably just happy, to be perfectly honest, because if they do, they would be in a negative position. I got terrain and a crossing penalty. That's not good. Let's just retreat to Rouge, and if they actually follow me here, which I think they might. They didn't. They did attack me though. Got a shock modifier, 2, and crossing penalty. So I'm just going to wait a couple of days before I send the army in, because hopefully I can get it to land on the 1st of May. I think that will be perfect to get a little bit of morale boost, but I might be wrong. Do I want to lose stability point? Do I want to get free inflation? I think we'll take the stability drop there. And it brings me back to 0, which is fine. And again, we have a lot of troops just jumping in. But at this rate, we should still be able to win. I probably should just fetch my troops that are currently stuck in England here and just dump them down on top here. That could actually be just what I need. So, considering everything, I think I can just steal one of the English troops. Yeah, we'll just send one of the English troops to France, if you will. That should be fine. And again, I'm not really doing this the most efficient way. I'm doing this the way that gives me the least micromanagement. I was hoping that my vassals would be capable of dealing with the enemy on their own, but apparently that was not the case, and I'm currently being punished for my, well, belief that they could do so, if you will. I also have a ton of money, so I don't really care if I lose money by having my troops situated in subpar positions. But again, they are running out of troops. They have a lot of weakened armies, etc. So I'm not too concerned in terms of getting a victory out of this. It should definitely be straight out possible. And if I just keep on destroying these smaller armies, just picking them off, then not only will it be a lot easier to just siege, but it'll also be a lot easier to have my vassals do that for me. So for the time being, I'll just split this into two 12,000 sieging armies. I don't think I'll bother helping out there, and that's basically just because I am a total dick. No, it's because they would most likely have lost. It would just have cost me a bit more by actually going there to help, I think. So I decided to just stay back, and I also feel the game's going. I feel the game's just going a lot faster than I'm used to, which is why the years are just flying by, and I have no idea why. I have no idea if I've optimized computer in a weird way or something, because this is going far faster than it should, and just I have no idea if it's just the fact that I'm not 100% that makes me feel like this, but yeah, computer is not warm, it's actually cold, so I think I might have done something silly. But we'll take a quantity idea, regiment cost minus 10%, cheaper troops, always good. And I think we're going to just leave it here, because I'm not. I don't feel in the optimal mood, or not mood. I actually feel like I'm not playing well because I'm not 100%. So I think I'll just leave this for a couple of days. I do already have a couple of days footage recorded. Trying to get back into it. I'll probably drop an update video on Friday. I'll just be focusing on getting Crusade Kings back online, keeping both of these two series going until next Friday, and then we'll see what we'll do then. I'll be trying to keep everything going this week, except for probably Monday. We'll have to see. Anyway, sorry for getting off track. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you around next time, when hopefully the game runs a little bit slower, because I just can't give up right now. I'll see you next time. Bye.